This is a shocking case in Australia. The drama behind the cover of a close friends meeting has left a deep haunting. A painful departure lasting 36 hours ended the life of a young man. The cold indifference of those around him made the tragedy even more cruel. When the truth was revealed, the mastermind behind it all was the person the victim trusted wholeheartedly. In the end, the perpetrator was only imprisoned for 4 years and then leisurely walked out of prison. He even became the focus of public attention. Will justice really be served? You are watching the channel True Cases, where we explore the most mysterious cases. The most thrilling stories you may have never heard of will be told here. As usual, before following the developments of the case, please like and subscribe to support us. Now, let's go back in time to 1997. This is the year when a terrible tragedy happened, leaving unanswered questions. Everyone knows about the vibrant and trendy Sydney. However, hidden in the heart of Australia is another gem, Canberra. Canberra is the capital of the land of kangaroos. Not only is it the largest city on the mainland, it is also a green paradise with parks and flower gardens stretching far and wide. It is the clean, safe and high-quality living environment that makes Canberra a dream destination for many people. But it is in this peaceful city that an unexpected story happened. Help me. My boyfriend. He overdosed. Anu's panicked voice rang out on the phone. 12:10 p.m., Canberra ambulance received an emergency call. 8 minutes later, the shrill siren of an ambulance tore through the quiet air of the street. At 79th Street, the scene that greeted the emergency team made everyone shudder. Jay, Anu's boyfriend, lay motionless on the bed. His body was purple, foaming at the mouth. His lower body was naked and had turned an unusual reddish-brown color. His stomach was bloated, and his breathing had completely stopped. Minutes passed, but all the efforts of the medical team were in vain. Finally, the doctor was forced to announce the bad news: Jay had passed away. Anu stood still. She screamed, exhausted and unable to believe the cruel truth. No. It can't be. He has to come back to life. She screamed in despair, her eyes red, her face streaked with tears. In extreme pain, Anu hugged her lover's cold body tightly. She kept calling his name, "You can't leave me. Don't leave me alone." Her voice was lost, heartbreakingly painful. It took a long time, when the people around gently pulled her away, for Anu to gradually regain her composure. At that moment, the siren of the police car sounded. The forensic report showed that Jay died of acute poisoning from a mixture of illegal substances and sedatives. The concentration of free morphine in the victim's blood was up to 0.67 mg/L, exceeding the threshold for death many times over. The combination of an excessively high dose of morphine and sedatives caused an extremely strong synergistic effect. This led to respiratory failure and death. The injection marks on the victim's arm showed that Jay had been directly injected with illegal substances. It is noteworthy that the simultaneous use of such a variety of addictive substances is not a common behavior among ordinary addicts. This raises the question of whether Jay was deliberately poisoned. As the only witness to the case, Anu became the focus of attention of the investigators. However, the shock of the loss was so great that she completely collapsed. Her screams and incoherent stuttering made it extremely difficult to get a statement. With so few clues, the investigators were forced to dig deeper into the past of Anu and Jay. Through interviews with relatives, friends and neighbors, a picture of the couple's complex relationship gradually emerged. Born in India but raised in Sydney, Anu has 2 bloodlines and 2 different cultures. She is the daughter of a medical couple of Indian origin. Since childhood, Anu has been surrounded by a wealthy and strict family. However, behind her gentle appearance, she hides a rebellious soul. Anu has been haunted by insecurity since childhood. She longs for freedom but is bound by her family's expectations. Although she always needs someone by her side, Anu cannot get along with anyone. From the age of 13, she began to live a loose life, dating many boys and indulging in excessive partying. Surprisingly, despite her loose lifestyle, Anu is still an excellent student. She can stay up all night to finish her homework, but she can also skip her studies for weeks to go out. Her natural talent and extraordinary memory have helped her easily pass all exams whether she studies or not. During her high school years, with an impressive score of 94.1, Anu easily won a scholarship. She studied both economics and law at the Australian National University. This excellent academic achievement not only brought pride to her family but also proved the outstanding talent of the young girl. Although she was somewhat rebellious in her teenage years, Anu was always the pride of her parents. Entering the university, Anu left her family to start an independent life. However, the young girl could not adapt to life away from home. The fear of loneliness and over-reliance on her family made Anu call home frequently. She even felt miserable when she had to return to Canberra after each holiday. An unexpected incident turned Anu's life upside down in her second year of university. After a minor accident at school, she fell into a state of mental instability and decided to take a break from studying. The break left psychological scars that were difficult to heal. When she returned to school, Anu met Simon, a charming boy with a handsome appearance and a humorous personality. Love came to them like a summer breeze, intense and full of surprises. The two quickly became a couple and decided to live together. However, this relationship also had hidden corners. A wrong decision in the past haunted them, which was having to make the heartbreaking choice to give up a child that was forming in Anu's heart. In 1994, graduating from university with a bachelor's degree in economics in hand, Anu entered a new phase of her life. However, the joy was short-lived as the relationship with Simon became increasingly strained. Anu's addiction to stimulants caused her personality to change completely, becoming erratic and easily angered. Finally, both decided to end this stormy relationship. One night at a club in Newcastle, Anu met Joe, a guy with a sunny smile and a warm heart. Unlike Simon, Joe gave Anu a sense of peace and protection. He was a talented athlete, came from a happy family and had a colorful life. Their love blossomed quickly like a ray of sunshine, dispelling the darkness in Anu's soul. In November 1994, after completing his university studies, Joe decided to take some time to explore the world. The trips gave him memorable experiences and a new perspective on life. Joe quickly integrated into the bustling city life and found a stable job. His life at this time was like a perfect picture that made his family and friends admire him. However, the appearance of Anu painted a completely different picture. From the first sight, Joe was captivated by the mysterious beauty and charm of this girl. Although he knew that Anu had a boyfriend, Joe's heart still could not control his strong feelings for her. He did not hesitate to pursue Anu and finally conquered her heart. The change in Anu's behavior could not escape Simon's eyes. The secret messages, late-night calls and hidden smiles made him suspicious. The surveillance process confirmed his greatest fear: Anu had betrayed him. The tense confrontation ended in a tearful breakup and bitter words. Although she was at fault, Anu became the victim of Simon's cruel words. The stupid words were like knives stabbing her self-esteem, causing her to fall into a deep depression. The long nights of tossing and turning, the tears rolling down her cheeks and the indifference to everything around her showed that Anu was suffering from terrible mental pain. Although her family loved her with all their hearts, they could not fully understand their daughter's secret pain. However, the geographical distance could not stop Joe's intense love for Anu. Even though they were hundreds of kilometers apart, Joe was in Newcastle and Anu was in Canberra, he always found ways to be with her. The nightly phone calls, the long, tiring weekend trips and the thoughtful care in every moment proved Joe's sincere love. Joe is like a modern-day knight, willing to sacrifice everything for the person he loves. He did not hesitate to give up his stable job to be with Anu, helping her overcome difficulties. Joe's actions made his family and friends extremely worried. They feared that he was sacrificing too much in a relationship. However, love made him blind. He only saw Anu and did not care about anything else. To always be with Anu, Joe decided to give up his stable job and move to Canberra. He was not only her lover but also a strong support for her in difficult times. Joe's sacrificial actions made many people admire and consider them as a perfect couple. However, Anu's mental health continued to decline. Her existing psychological problems seemed to be exacerbated by living with Joe. In late 1996, Anu began to experience strange symptoms. She complained of vague aches and pains throughout her body. Her delusions became more and more pronounced. She heard strange voices in her head and felt unreal emotions. Anu believed that she was being attacked by invisible insects and that her body was being taken over by them. Despite her thinness and frailty, Anu was obsessed with her appearance. She told herself that she was too fat and began to put herself on a strict diet and intense exercise schedule. Her obsession with her appearance became worse and worse, to the point where she was willing to sacrifice her health to achieve her weight loss goal. Not stopping there, Anu also diagnosed herself with many different diseases. From chronic fatigue syndrome to HIV, she believed that she was facing serious illnesses. Although her family took her to see a doctor and get treatment, Anu still did not believe the doctor's results. She believed that she was being abandoned and that no one understood her. In desperation, Anu began to prepare for her departure. She wrote a suicide note, liquidated her assets and said goodbye to her loved ones. In June 1997, Anu's despair made her seek liberation as a way out. Together with her best friend, she planned to end her life. They even looked for ways to carry out this act. However, fate had an ironic arrangement. The person who left was not Anu but Joe. Anu had told her counselor that Jay was violent. However, the police investigation found that this information was incorrect. What is more noteworthy is that between October 24th and 26th, Anu made a large number of calls. Mainly to Mavi, BR, Kak, Ryan and a mysterious woman named Lucy. The police quickly contacted these people to clarify. BR was quite secretive, but others provided important information. These statements helped reveal a more complex picture of the case. The party on October 24th was not just a simple party but also the premise for a dark plan. Before that, Anu had leaked information about her intention to end her life and Jay's to a friend. Except for Jay, everyone at the party knew the real purpose of the party. However, no one intervened to stop it. The party lasted until around 3 a.m. and gradually ended, leaving only Anu, Jay and Mavi. At dawn, BR left and shared with Lucy about Anu's terrible plan. According to Mavi, Anu planned to give Jay sleeping pills and inject drugs to kill them both. Lucy was extremely shocked and could not believe what she had just heard. Lucy immediately called Anu to confront her. She could not accept this cruel act and threatened to report it to the police. However, Anu denied all accusations, asserting that she had never harmed Jay. Anu told Lucy not to overthink it. Lucy was confused by the information Mavi provided. Her relationship with Anu was not close, so she could not verify this story. Fearing that she was being drawn into a prank, Lucy decided to contact Ryan to find out more. However, Ryan's reaction only made her more confused. He seemed quite indifferent and assured that everything would be fine. Not believing Ryan's indifference, Lucy called Anu again. This time, Anu was angry and threatened Lucy. She warned Lucy not to interfere in her personal affairs. Anu promised to get Lucy in trouble if she dared to reveal anything. Faced with Anu's aggressive attitude and Ryan's indifference, Lucy felt helpless. She realized that interfering in this matter could cause a lot of trouble for herself. In the end, Lucy gave up, although she was still troubled because she couldn't do anything more. The secret behind Ryan's calmness was finally revealed. It turned out that Anu had told Ryan a scary story. She deliberately infected Jay with HIV by dirtying his toothbrush. But the test results proved that it was just a lie from Anu. Perhaps because he was too used to Anu's baseless threats, Ryan no longer took her words seriously. After the party on October 24th, Ryan directly confronted Anu about the rumors. Anu admitted to giving Jay sleeping pills but insisted that was all. The next night, when talking to Jay, Ryan felt more reassured when he heard his friend say that he was fine. However, the forensic results revealed the harsh truth. Anu had secretly injected illegal substances into Jay while he was in a deep coma. Although the initial dose was not enough to kill her, Anu continued her actions. When she realized that Jay was dying, she panicked and called the emergency services to cover up her crime. Anu deliberately provided false information, causing the emergency treatment to be delayed. Mavi, Anu's close friend, not only knew about the plan but was also an active accomplice. Mavi provided Anu with $250 to buy the poison, which meant that she was directly involved in the case. Therefore, Mavi deliberately concealed the information to protect herself. In fact, the incident on October 24th was not the first time Anu had carried out this act. Previously, on October 20th, she had tested her plan on Jay but failed. This demonstrated Anu's cold-heartedness and careful calculation. The investigation gathered enough evidence to convict Anu. At her home, the police found many items related to the case such as alcohol swabs, syringes and especially a diary that recorded Anu's detailed planning process for 4 months. You must be wondering why Anu wanted to drag Jay along with her. The root cause stems from Anu's resentment towards Jay. She believes that Jay introduced her to ipecac syrup for weight loss, causing serious health problems for her. Although in fact, these problems were mainly due to substance abuse. Anu blamed Jay for her suffering. However, Anu's real motive was more complicated than that. Her suicidal thoughts started in June after she read a book about liberation. The story in the book about how one of the deceased couple will soon find new happiness made Anu extremely jealous. She could not accept the idea that Jay would live on and love someone else. So Anu decided to take Jay with her. To carry out her cruel plan, Anu prepared carefully. She bought the necessary tools such as guns, poison and anesthetics. Anu even spent time studying pharmacology to ensure the plan went smoothly. In her diary, Anu wrote that she had learned how to inject and felt extremely regretful about what she was about to do. Anu admitted that Jay was a good person and that she did not deserve him. She also worried about the pain of Jay's parents when they lost their son. The diary entries revealed a complex and contradictory psychological picture of Anu. The client's lawyers argued that Anu did not intend to kill Jose in the first place. When she realized the danger, she tried to save Jose. Therefore, they asked the court to reconsider the charge. Instead of first-degree murder, they argued that Anu should only be charged with unintentional manslaughter. However, the prosecution presented a crucial piece of evidence, a recording of a call between Anu and C. This recording showed that Anu hesitated to call for help when urged by an emergency. In addition, Anu's diary entries revealed a meticulously planned plan to kill Jose over the course of 4 months. This proved that Anu's actions were not a spontaneous act but a carefully planned crime. However, the defense team made a surprising argument. They argued that Anu suffered from a number of serious mental illnesses, including personality disorders, severe depression, and eating disorders. Therefore, at the time of the crime, Anu's ability to control her behavior was severely impaired. The defense lawyers asked the court to consider Anu's mental state and reduce her criminal responsibility. On June 24, 1999, the court made its final judgment. Based on Anu's unstable mental state and her act of saving Jose's life in the nick of time, the court decided to reduce the charge to manslaughter. Anu was sentenced to 10 years in prison with no possibility of parole for at least 4 years. This decision caused Jose's family great suffering and was unacceptable. They believed that the person who caused their son's death should only receive such a sentence. Jose's mother, in her extreme grief, revealed an important piece of evidence, a piece of paper with the words Monday 27th, leave immediately, found in Jose's room. She argued that this proved that Jose had intended to leave Anu and that Anu had killed him to prevent it. However, the court did not consider this evidence carefully. The court's decision caused a wave of public outrage. Many felt that Anu's sentence was too light for the crime she had committed. The fact that she had to serve only 4 years for a murder case had caused public outrage and that the law was not being enforced fairly. Some also suspected that Anu had used her knowledge of psychology to manipulate the trial process. She had previously told friends that it was not difficult to make others believe that she was crazy. The court's decision seemed to prove this. In October 2021, after serving 28 months of her sentence, Anu was pardoned and returned to a free life. However, shortly afterwards, in April 2004, she was arrested again for violating her parole conditions, relating to drug use. She was released in August of the same year. While serving her sentence, Anu actively participated in rehabilitation activities and studied for a master's degree in criminology at the University of Sydney. After her release from prison, she continued her education by pursuing a doctorate and published a notable thesis in criminology. Anu's thesis focused on the social and psychological factors that lead to criminal behavior in women, especially factors such as abuse, financial hardship and mental health problems. In her thesis, Anu admitted that she had gone through a very difficult period and suffered from a serious mental illness. She also expressed deep remorse and wanted to apologize to Jose's family. Jose's mother expressed her anger at Anu's success. She said that Anu's research was just a way to attract attention and was not sincere. She affirmed that she would never forgive Anu for taking her son's life. She also said that she always missed her son and was heartbroken when thinking about the future that her son had been deprived of. Although the murder case was closed, public opinion continued to discuss the case. Many literary and cinematic works were inspired by this story, most notably the novel Dear Murderer by Helen Gunner. This book was published coincidentally at the time Anu was released and attracted public attention, causing much controversy. When Anu received her doctorate in law, many people were outraged. They said that it was extremely ironic that a murderer could achieve such success. Many online comments questioned justice and ethics, expressing concern that Anu might use her legal knowledge to protect future criminals. The case has since died down, but its aftermath still haunts public opinion. Although the internet is flooded with information, memories of the case seem to have faded over time. Anu is now living a peaceful life in Sydney, while Mavor has started a new life in the US with a different identity. However, questions about the case remain unanswered. Can Anu, a former murderer, become an influential person in the legal field? This has made many people uneasy. Why were law students willing to attend Anu's parties? This raises questions about the values and ethics of the legal profession. Psychologists have pointed out that the bystander effect is one of the factors that led to Jose's tragic passing. This phenomenon shows that when a person is in trouble in front of a crowd, the possibility of receiving help is even lower. Everyone tends to think that someone else will come forward to help, leading to a situation where everyone thinks the same and in the end no one acts. The indifference of those around him unintentionally became the reason why Jose did not receive timely help. We need to learn a lesson from this tragedy. Instead of being passive witnesses, each individual needs to take the initiative to act when seeing someone in trouble. Indifference can lead to unpredictable consequences. So today's case is ended. What do you think when those who protect the law protect a criminal? Leave your comments below to discuss. And before leaving, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to continue following the most classic cases on our channel.